I give you this? Help, help. Help, help, police. That's what I'm missing. That's what was right there.
Okay, so but you have a copy in your hand.
Yes.
So I'm not understanding why you're needing another copy if you have it in your hand.
I'm requesting a public record.
Okay.
You don't care to read this?
I do not.
This is an internal investigation that the police department has done. These are allegations brought forth by other cops on a cop that's here, and it's very, very disturbing. Hiding from transparency and accountability, is that what you're running from right now? Transparency and accountability. There he is, Chief Umberger. I've got in my hands something very disturbing and very important, and I'm bringing it to the Deland Police Department in Florida. What I'm holding is a copy of the Deland Police Department's internal investigation report on one of their officers, Corporal Damon Clark, who is also a canine officer. Now, this closed and completed IA report is public record, and this one disturbed me. The police department retained this employee and seemed to do nothing about it, and the general public has no idea. So I've brought a whole bunch of copies with me, and I'm going to hand them out to employees, citizens, whoever, make anybody aware that's willing to listen. Now, before we get into this video, it's important that you understand a few things. These are the alleged actions of a police officer with the Deland Police Department. Keep that in mind when I tell you that I'm not able to fully tell you what's in this report. I'm not able to fully tell you what these allegations are. I can't detail it. I can't read it word for word for you. Not in this video, anyway. It's so unsettling that if I told you everything that's in it, very few of you would ever see or find this video. But this is very important to me that as many people hear about this as possible. And I'm going to give you the details the best that I can, and in a way that I think will allow you to understand what's in here and why I can't get into it in detail. And these allegations were brought forward by Damon Clark's coworkers, other cops. And if you're familiar with how that thin blue line works, then that says a lot. It's very rare that cops do that. So it must be something pretty extreme and or disturbing. It disturbs me and others that I've talked to that this guy still works here. That the land's chief of police, Jason Umberger, signed off on it, allowing this guy to stay. But in talking to many other employees at this department, cops and civilians, it seems most of them think of Damon Clark what I think of Damon Clark. Many of them are shocked that he's still here. Some are offended and disturbed that he's still here. This is so bad that I have been encouraged by other cops at this department to not stop, to keep going with this. I've been thanked for this, and I've spent the last couple of weeks working on it. And I will continue to do this until they do something about it. I'll be up here handing out free copies of this IA report to citizens, employees, whoever will take it. Now, it appears that Damon Clark has worked for the Deland Police Department for about 4 years, so I can't imagine how many things we don't know about. But let's get into some of the other allegations brought forth by other cops. So the Deland High School is in this city, and when they have events like football games, Deland police officers will work details there, basically provide security. They're off duty but working as cops, and they just stay there at the school, at the game. And here's where you're going to have to start picking up what I'm putting down. Now we're getting into where I can't fully detail things. At these events, like football games, where Damon Clark works details, are students of the school, right? Makes sense. A lot of male students, but there's also a lot of female students. Typically, these students are juveniles. And Damon there, he's said to make a lot of comments while observing the people walking across the field and around the school. Comments that disturbed, bothered, and concerned the other cops that he's saying these things to. Many of these things are quoted within the report in the interviews with the witnesses and the cops that came forward. Things like, "That's nice," "Yes, ma'am," and things like, "Mm-hmm." He's also said to have said to the other cops things like, "Boy, this is why I couldn't work here. I'd get in trouble," and other things of that nature. Now, this is a long 21-page detailed report. There's a lot more in here. I'm just giving you enough so you can understand. During this investigation, when Damon Clark was questioned about these things, he of course said, "Oh, no. That's not what I meant at all. I meant that I would get in trouble because I would approach the students and say, hey, I'd scold them for dressing the way they do. They must have bad parents to allow that. Just disgraceful." You know, things to paint himself as a saint instead of what he truly appears to be. But wait, there's more. Another instance, Damon Clark responded to a house within Deland where someone had called the police. Again, for the reasons I described earlier, I can't get into the details of that call, what went on, but I'll say that there was a husband and a wife there at the house. Side note, Damon Clark, he's married too, and we've confirmed they're together, they live together. I'm super curious if his wife knows about all this stuff. But he responds to this call. Ultimately, he takes the male to jail. After that, however, with the male safely in jail, he went back to give the female a shoulder to cry on. And the husband, I guess, spent a little bit of time in jail. During this time period, Damon went back and continued to give her a shoulder to cry on. Not only that, but there are allegedly photos and videos of him giving her the shoulder to cry on, which he allegedly bragged about and showed other officers who were offended by it. They didn't want to see it, and they were disturbed by the circumstances at which Damon Clark came in contact with this person that he's giving a shoulder to. Now, this relationship allegedly continued for a while, and then the male came back from jail. After that, there was a call for service at that house again. The husband was back, and he wanted only to speak to Clark. Nothing came of the call. No arrest or anything was made. I guess no allegations were made. But the other cops noted that he was there for a really long time. Like, so long it didn't make any sense to them. Later, they brought it up with him, and Damon Clark left the house and said to another cop, "Oh man, I think I might have just saved my career," where he told the male whatever it was he felt he needed to tell him, probably to keep him from coming forward with what he knew, because he found text messages and things, so he knew everything. Now, in the investigation, when questioned about that part, Damon just said, No, again, a saint. Remember, I'm a saint. Remember I told you that before from the high school thing? Just a saint. Yeah, I always like to stay in contact with the families that I contact out on the road. Make sure they're doing all right, give them a shoulder to cry on, things like that. And yes, I'm sorry, I did have a relationship with her, but never physical. Nothing physical at all. It was emotional only through text message. That's it. And I never had any photos, videos, or anything inappropriate. And that's all I admitted to the guy. I just told him, yeah, I talked to her. I send her texts. Sorry about that. Won't do it anymore. So see, silly? Nothing to see here. I'm a saint, like I said. And just like that case closed, he stays. Are you kidding me? I hope I've painted enough of the picture for you to understand what's going on. And like I said, I wish I could give you the details, but that's what brings us here. I apologize that was so long, but trust me, it was so short. But this is why I'm passionate about what I'm doing here. This is why I'm doing everything I can for as many to hear about this and learn about this and know about this as I can possibly get to find out about it. What's going on? What's your name?
Spires.
Spires. I guess, is Clark still work here?
To the best of my knowledge, he does.
Corporal Clark, I guess?
Sir.
Yeah. I'm curious if there's a place here, like a community bulletin board or something where community can post things in here somewhere, or could I leave something here for people to read?
I mean, I would imagine we don't have a community board, though.
Is there a place where I could post something? Like,
I mean, if you wanted to sit something on the table, you could, I'd imagine, but there's nothing, you can't post something.
have you read this IA
I
report?
have not.
You want a copy of it so you can know?
No, sir.
No. This is pretty rough, and this is something I think the community should read about. You know, when there's allegations from other cops about another cop making comments about underage and taking advantage of violence victims, that's
Okay.
something kind of important to read.
Yes, sir.
You're not interested in that?
I'm not reading it right now, no, sir.
No. You already familiar with it?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Nope. This is something you really should read then.
Okay.
2325, IA 2325.
Yes, sir.
That's something I think all you guys should be aware of. You're familiar with that blue line, so it's going to be something pretty severe for another cop to go forward and say, hey, this cop is doing something wrong.
Okay.
And that's what happened here. And the shit that's in here, super disturbing. And it's disturbing that he's still here. So we gave this to the school board and the schools and stuff like that. There's some.
That I don't know.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
We did, because he's some of the things that he did with the high school kids or under was at the high school.
Okay.
And I think it's important the community reads this. So where can I leave this?
You can put it right on the table if you'd like.
Okay. I got a bunch of copies. You don't want to read it though?
No, sir. Not right now.
This is something everybody should know about.
Okay. I understand.
That sounds rough, right? If what I said is true, that's pretty bad, right? Especially for a cop?
So, yes, sir.
Yeah. I think so too. Clark is a pig. Not because he wears a badge, but because he's a pig.
Okay.
So, You got to make yourself aware, make everybody else aware. So what I've got here is a 22-page copy of the Deland Police Department's internal investigations report into the alleged actions of Corporal Damon Clark. I think it's extremely important the public be aware, and in talking to many of his co-workers, most of them agree. Other departments should take note here. They all claim to be transparent and that they love transparency. If that's true, departments should post copies of their internal investigations out in their lobbies for the public to freely read. But they wouldn't hide this from the public, would they? I'm marking this copy to look just like this, and we're going to leave it here because it's our right, and we're going to see if it mysteriously vanishes. If you're interested in some disturbing reading material, stuff's rough, man. Bad, and they know about it. It's public knowledge. We got it from them, but everybody should know about that. Take care, man. You live in Deland?
I have, yeah.
You want to copy it if you're interested in it? I'm just making people aware. This is an internal investigation against one of the cops here that they did here.
Oh, really?
Super disturbing things, and they still let the guy work here.
No shit.
How do we help?
Yeah, what's going on?
You can read this and spread the word.
Okay.
I made a bunch of copies. I put one in their waiting room there that they're probably going to take away. But to sum it up, and another cop is actually who came forward to talk about these things. He's working a detail at the Deland school football game, right? Making all these comments about girls that disturbed the other cops so much that they went and said something about it. Not only that, he took a guy to jail for domestic violence, some sort of domestic related issue. They went back to his wife, provided a shoulder to cry on.
Okay.
He continued to do that the whole time he was in jail, bragged about it, showed pictures.
Oh my
Yeah, enough said, man.
They investigated that, and the guy is still here.
What's his name?
Clark. Damon Clark.
Clark. Really? I hope I don't get pulled over
Yeah,
by him.
he's
He's
the K-9 cop.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yes.
know who you're talking
The
about.
guy is out. When I read this, disturbed the hell out of me. You know what they should honestly do, every department, they should put these things out in the lobby for full transparency.
Yes.
Be like, hey, just a heads
Yeah,
up,
true
this is what we're doing.
transparency.
If they got nothing to hide.
Hopefully they'll get his ass, because it takes people like you, and it takes people to report, and
Yeah, and they
getting away with it.
They hate it. They hate it.
I'm sure it makes them look bad. So
Yeah.
hopefully they take the hate and they go after his ass.
It's
Here,
Are you giving me this?
yeah, no, you can have that.
No shit.
I made a bunch of copies so
Thank you. Yes,
people could just take it and read it if they want to. Can I give you this? Help, police. Anybody? Maybe I'm trying to report something. What am I like? Raid for police? What's that? I'm just here just making sure people are aware of this IA. It's public.
Which one is it?
Involving Clark.
I got you.
Yeah, so this is something that I think is important. And honestly, it bring up a good topic. I think for full transparency, any department should probably, publish all their IAs, put them out in the waiting room, be like, hey, this is what we're looking into, this is what we did look into. This one I'm particularly disturbed about, and I know it's not you, and you didn't do this IA, but I'm just trying to make sure people are aware of it, co-workers and citizens alike. Are you already familiar with this one?
I'm familiar.
After reading all of this, it typically takes a lot. Not all, but most cops, they're not going to say anything about another cop if another cop does something wrong. So to me, I think it says a lot.
You're right.
Either that or it takes something really extreme. And reading through this, that's disturbing. It's my opinion this guy is a predator, and he's out here as a cop, which is disturbing to me. But I'm just trying to make everybody aware of it. I know you're not going to comment on it.
You know that.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, I wanted to make, I think people should be aware of this stuff. I asked if there was like a bulletin board, a community bulletin board or something like that in there, because it is public and they've investigated it. And I think, for full transparency, it would be respectable for any department to be like, hey, these are the things we've looked into. The public should know about it. But I sent this to the school board, the Deland High School. This disturbs the hell out of me. And I'm amazed that he still works here. There's some disturbing things going on here. This is an internal investigation with the police department. There's some serious allegations involving minors and domestic violence victims. A cop, and he still works here. This is public record. If you want to take a copy, I'm just handing out copies for free. All right, so it's the next day. We're back. Yesterday at closing time, The copy I left of the IA report was still in the lobby, but I have this sneaking suspicion that it might not be there anymore, so we're going to come in and find out. What do you think? You think it's still going to be sitting right where we left it? Well, right before us is where we left it, and I don't see it. It's gone. So I checked around the room pretty well to see if someone had moved it. No surprise here. It's gone. There's cameras right above us here in the ceiling of the lobby, which are also public record. So we're going to go pull some public records, do some investigating. Surely the police wouldn't be taking this, right? This copy of their own investigation. But when the lady comes to the counter, pay attention to what she says and how she acts. She wasn't here yesterday, and I never talked to her. So how does she know exactly what I'm talking about without me explaining it to her? Weird, huh? Hello.
How can I help you?
I had a couple things. I have some property that I left right there on that table yesterday.
Okay.
They said I could leave.
Okay.
It's missing.
Somebody might have picked it up overnight. It wasn't here this morning when I came in.
It wasn't there this morning? Okay, can I put in a couple records requests?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. First, I just need a copy of this IA report.
The one that you already have?
Yeah.
So you're putting in a request for the same thing you already got?
Yes. For this one right here. 2325. Because that's what I'm missing. That's what was right there.
Okay, so but you have a copy in your hand.
Yes.
So I'm not understanding why you're needing another copy if you have it in your hand.
I'm requesting a public record.
Okay, no problem.
It seems somebody stole the one that I previously had, so.
Were you passing them out yesterday?
Yes.
So if somebody came in and picked it up and took it with them, is that any different?
We'll get to my next request in a second. No, it wouldn't be any different if a citizen came in and took it because they're interested to read it.
Okay, good.
It would be different if the police took it, though.
Okay, good. What is the request number or report?
IA number 23-025.
025?
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you ready for the next request?
go ahead.
Footage from this camera right here. I don't know if they want to give me the whole thing or they want to go through until that paper is missing. That's what we're going to find out who took that.
Okay,
I know it was here at closing yesterday.
so that was the 7.
So we'll say 6 a.m. today until 10 a.m. today. We'll try that.
And what else?
And that'll do it for now.
Okay.
So you never saw the paper there?
Nope.
Okay. And it's okay, again, like the officer said yesterday, it's my right to leave stuff there, right?
We can, yeah, I mean, as far as I know.
Okay. And no idea who might have taken it? I don't know if I should do a theft report or...
I'm not sure. Again, I didn't see it this morning, so I
Yeah.
don't know who picked it up.
What time do you come in, 8?
My schedule's 8 to 5.
8 to 5, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I know it was there last night and not here now.
Okay.
So,
Is there any other thing I can help you with public records request?
No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep coming in every day and requesting a new copy of that.
Okay.
Once mine is missing again,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave another one now,
Okay.
and then if that one goes up missing, I'll do a theft report for that one,
Okay.
and then I'll request another one,
Okay.
and we'll just do this every day.
All right.
Because people got to be aware of that pig, right? Would you agree?
I'm not going to give you my opinion on anything. I'll fill your request.
Right.
That's what you're asking me to do.
Have you read that?
I do not.
You don't care to read this?
I do not.
You work with this
I
person?
help victims.
Right. Well, being aware of this would be helping victims
Okay.
because
That's your opinion.
he's your
Is
coworker
that your opinion?
making this
Is
whole
that your
department
opinion?
look bad.
Is that your opinion?
My opinion that you look bad based on your coworkers?
I look bad? What did I do?
The whole department looks bad,
Okay. Is this your public records request?
right? So you don't care about this.
Is this your public records request?
You don't care about
Take your
that?
public records request.
Didn't I already tell you that was?
Okay.
You keep asking the same thing. I already answered that question.
Then I'm answering your question. I will fill your public records request, okay?
I didn't ask that question.
Okay. We're done.
Yeah, I already told you we're done. She obviously doesn't like that I'm having them replace the copy that they probably took. And she sure seemed very familiar with me for having no previous dealings with me in reference to what I'm doing here. So this is the back of the police department. There's a post office right next door. So the property line splits between Deland Police Department and the USPS. Now Deland PD is surrounded by all these signs that say restricted area, no filming beyond this point. And I see there's some sort of cop back here. Not sure who it is, but maybe it's administration. So I'm using this sidewalk that splits the two properties. I'm outside the perimeter of their signs because I'm always careful not to break any laws. I'm just going to see what's going on down here, have a look around, see if I can figure out if that cop is maybe Clark himself or administration. But wait till you see who it turns out to be. We're about to find out. He contacts me, and wait till you hear what he has to say. Yeah, I do.
See the police?
What's that?
You need the police?
I know. Oh, are you the chief?
I am. You need to move back behind that sign. Now you're on U.S. Postal Service.
Right. It's public property.
No, that's not public.
That's private property.
It's government property. It's public. Are you the one that signed off on Corporal Clark? Internal investigations, the allegations against him brought forth by other cops? Why do you have no comment on that, Chief? So this is Chief Umberger. Chief Umberger, who also says the post office is private property. So the guy who signed off on this internal affairs investigation, that kind of tells you where we're coming from, because he says the USPS, the United States Post Office, he kicked me off their property, which I'm not even sure exactly about that sidewalk, whose it is, but just because I don't know, I'll step into the post office property. Private property, he says. Chief, no comment on why Clark is still here? We sent this to the school board. We're handing it out to all residents. Hiding from transparency and accountability. Is that what you're running from right now? Transparency and accountability. There he is, Chief Umberger, signing off on this and running from accountability and transparency. Deland PD, there you go. I was on that sidewalk right there. That sidewalk on the opposite side of that sign. And the sidewalk, I assume, is post office property, or at least split. So I always, if I go over there, I stay on the post office side. But then he wants to start acting like a clown. Instead of hearing something useful, instead of talking about something that will get somewhere, he wants to be like, get off our property, get off our property. And then tell me that the post office property is private property. He's hiding in a wide perimeter of signs like this. But unfortunately for him, his neighbor is another public property. What do you think he's so scared of us seeing or hearing? I can give you something that's just relation to the police department. This is an internal investigation that the police department has done. These are allegations brought forth by other cops on a cop that's here, and it's very, very disturbing. What is your name?
Officer Merhib, sir.
Oh, you are on this, so you're familiar with this.
Yeah, you're good. Sorry, I'm just in a...
No, you're good. I just want to... I'm just making the public aware of this because I think it's important. I think you already know what it is. I'm looking for Cooperw. Is he? Do you know when he's on? I want to commend him, honestly. That's what he did. It's not common, and I hope he doesn't fear retaliation. I hope he doesn't get retaliation.
No, I got you. I'll take a look at it in a second. I just got to deal with this lady.
Yeah, no, there's a copy on the lobby. It's the IA with Clark.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, you're familiar with that.
Alrighty.
All right, man. Take care. What's your title here?
I work crime scene evidence.
Crime scene evidence. Are you familiar with this? I'm just trying to make people aware.
Yeah.
This is internal investigation report on Damon Clark,
Okay.
brought forth by other cops. Other cops are encouraging me to keep doing this to make people aware. Are you familiar with what happened?
I'm not, but I got to run to a
Can I give you a copy of this?
Yeah,
you can, you can have it. You should. I'm giving it to employees, citizens. You should read over it for yourself. Get out of here. The things in there are super disturbing.
Okay.
And that's why I'm so passionate. I've been out here trying to make people aware of it.
Okay.
Read the allegations made by other cops. You'll be as shocked as I am. Take care. Everything that you're watching is clips of video filmed over a 2 to 3 week time period. Pay attention to that sign right there while I explain this to you. Now, I left that initial copy of the internal investigation report on the table of the lobby, the one that vanished. Well, after I requested video footage from the lobby and they see that I'm going to see who took that copy, the report in the lobby stayed put. It stopped vanishing, and it remained there every single day until that sign, that handwritten sign on the easel appeared. Now that sign is addressing youth cadets and their parents, giving them instruction on some sort of youth program that's going on. I found it coincidental that the copy of that report, given what's within it, only started to disappear again when it appears that youth and their parents would be visiting the lobby and may see that report that's right next to the sign that they put out. Again, I kept replacing that copy and requesting more footage from the lobby, and it would quickly vanish for as long as that youth sign was in the lobby. But then, when that youth sign was no longer there, coincidentally, the copy of their report stopped vanishing and then stayed right on the table in the lobby for all to see. All but the youth and their parents. So now we're going to see if anyone within administration would like to come down and discuss the matter.
I'm hearing that it happens. So I'm trying to find out if is this the culture here? Because I think he still works here. Yeah, is there anybody that wants to speak on behalf of this to make a statement?
I can see who's here. All I know is I take public.
Is the police chief here?
I'm not sure.
You don't know?
I don't know. I work in records division. So.
Can we find out if he's here, if he want to come down and talk?
Let me go ahead and check for you.
And if he's not here, can I have a copy of his calendar?
Yep, I'll go ahead and give it his admin.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you.
In the investigation, when they interviewed him, he said, no, that's not what I meant. I'm a saint. I just meant I would get in trouble because I would confront them and I would say, hey, you shouldn't dress like that. What are your parents doing? That's what I meant.
Doing a follow-up, I'm getting ready to publish a story and didn't know if anybody had a comment on the culture of the Deland Police Department with, going after victims and targeting them and I guess texting them and trying to get in romantic relationships, it appears. I just didn't know if that's the culture of the PD, and it looks like this man still works here, despite all the different statements that were made and allegations that were, I think, sustained, some of them sustained. So I don't know if it's the Deland PD's culture to do, to have that here too. You're not gonna comment? So you can't say no, that's not the...
Do you condone that?
Yeah.
So I have to assume you do.
Yeah.
That you can't say something as simple as whether or not you would condone behavior like that? So just as a human, you can't say whether or not you would condone something like that?
Would you arrest the chief if you knew that he was doing official misconduct?
Yeah, we're not going to get into hypotheticals. I'm not going to comment.
Would you arrest anybody?
Hypotheticals. The entire police training is based on hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Is there anything else?
It sucks when you have two cops here, or former cops here, and they know the system, don't they?
You also know I don't have to comment, so.
Yeah. It's sad that you wouldn't.
I don't have a comment. I do not recall.
I wasn't there. Showing photo of female while on duty. You don't do that, do you? We got one answer. He doesn't do that. So the body camera.
Appreciate you don't do that.
Yes, please.
Do you think it's okay if other officers do that on duty? What you don't do? No comment.
I'm just saying, how do we have cops? No, I'm just trying to express my my redress to the government here. How do we have cops that can do that and then take photos of that same victim and show it to other people? That's disgusting. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you could do. I mean, really is.
I need to get, first, is there a way that we can get, we're trying to make everybody aware of this. I'm sure you know I've been handing these out for the last couple weeks. The police department's been stealing my copy that I leave for the public to read. Oddly, only, they left it there until the sign for youth cadets showed up. I thought that was ironic, but is there a way we can find, I'd like to get this to the parents of everybody that's in the Police Explorer program. How would I go about doing that? I know you can't release that information. Would the police department maybe be transparent enough, since this involves else and one of their officers, to make sure that the parents of the Police Explorers get a copy of this, just so they can know, they can make their own determination?
That would be under the supervision of the Police Explorer program.
Who's that?
That would be.
Don't tell me Clark.
Oh God.
I need to get a copy of the footage again from that lobby. This has been my third one for that. From yesterday, we'll just say 4 o'clock until noon today.
Okay. Anything else?
My email is jamesmadisonaudits@gmail.com. Okay. Figured.
You remember it? You need to write it down or anything?
I have a memory.
Okay. So you have no opinion on if other cops, that blue line's a bitch, isn't it? Would you have an opinion if I did it?
No, you'd be arrested.
Yeah, I'd be arrested if I did it, right? Right. I do not recall.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. Yeah, I don't know why they sent him
Are we
down.
waiting still for that person? She went to go check with it, see if she wants to make a comment.
I'm sure she's trying not to come back. So I hadn't even thought of this, but this is disturbing. Got to find out if Yeah, I have to submit another request that I didn't think of till just now. I just need to ascertain any youth programs like Explorers or anything like that that Damon Clark might be active in or participate in.
All right, hold on.
Okay. But anyway, how disturbing would it be if Corporal Clark has any involvement with the youth after the allegations by other officers? A spell check.
Do you have like a beginning date and an end date?
So
what you're looking at?
I would like to find for Corporal Clark any youth activities he's been involved with since he's been employed here.
Youth.
So from his start date.
And then, do you have a good callback number?
I can give you an email.
Sure.
It's twistedluckmedia@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Have you seen this yet? This internal investigations report on Damon Clark?
I'm new, like I said.
No, I know. Do you want, this is somebody, I'm making everybody aware of it. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the other cops I've talked to and employees are encouraging me and thanking me for doing this because the allegations in here are super, super disturbing. And they were brought forth by other officers here. You want a copy of this? You can read it just so you know.
Sure.
So this is personally yours. I'm giving this to you.
Okay.
That I made copies of this. That's personally yours just so you can be aware of a person that currently works here. I'll say, hey, whoever made that sign, they used the wrong your. They were looking for, they used the wrong your. So my entire point here is to make people aware of this public record, of this internal investigation, because it's the people's right to know, and they should hear about it and come to their own determination and their own conclusions. But this shouldn't be hidden from the public. I think it's important, and I'm doing everything I can to make as many people aware of this as I can. Like you heard me say within the video, why would police departments, law enforcement agencies, not put these things out in the public lobby for full transparency and to say, hey, you have the right to know this and you should know this. Read it and come to your own conclusions. Again, all of these things are allegations. Some of them were sustained. Some were not, but many people find that pretty suspect. But if I could show you all of the cops that came to me and thanked me and encouraged me to keep going, you would be amazed. And that says something too. So stay tuned. Word is getting out there. That's good. I will update you with any developments. And when we get that lobby footage back to find out who's taking these copies, I think I know who the top suspect is. In the meantime, check out some of my other videos and see what else we got going on. And there's always much more to come.